Let's help add to what's already a great product. A couple months ago, I ordered a prompter from Elgato, a product name derived from the term teleprompter. The day they came out with this, I heard about it, and after procrastinating for a couple of minutes, suddenly it was on back order. So it's a hot product right now. I finally got mine about a week ago. Now, Elgato is a company I've grown to love because their products seem to be so on point. In my setup, I have the key light, also several light strips, including the one behind me right there. These are all fabulous, and I have a Stream Deck, which I love, love, love. I'm going to make a video on this soon. Prompter is an escalation on that on-pointedness. That's not a word, but for my part, I'm doing a lot of explainer videos, which are often filled with a lot of jargon. Because of that, it's infinitely helpful to have the jargon-filled portions of my presentation on screen right in front of me. So I was thrilled when this product came out. Now, there are already a lot of videos about this product. So this is a brief product intro combined with feature requests. If you've been interested in the prompter, then you've probably seen many of them, so you've no doubt heard the positives. But I'll quickly summarize those here. Number one, it's a single unit and the software comes with it. Number two, there's a built-in 9-inch 1024 by 600 pixel monitor for projecting the text onto the angled mirror. Built in. Three, you can also use it as an additional monitor. Number four, you can set it to put the screen over an image of your computer screen. For example, if you're doing Zoom calls and you want to see other attendees, or if you're demonstrating some software techniques on your computer. For instance, if you, like me, do videos on technical stuff. 5, it has chat window functionality built in. 6, it has the ability to use a number of different types of cameras, including phones. 7, it's reasonably priced, especially considering it also comes with a monitor and the teleprompter software is also included in the price. Oh Lord, I hate subscription-based software, which accounts for most of the standalone teleprompter apps. Plus, they generally use an iPad, which I don't have, so I would have to buy that. Now, I was aware of some of the shortcomings that this product might have from a physical perspective before I bought it, so I'm not at all disappointed by those. Yet, you should also know about them as well. For example, number one is the form factor. Okay, it's a little on the small side, so it's mostly suited to be used with close-up subjects. No late-night comedian is going to throw out their proper teleprompter for this unit. Those folks need to be able to stand further away from the teleprompter. But for a headshot type, sitting at a desk video, it's really perfect. Home run on that score. Secondly, a 9-inch screen is pretty hard to use for a straight-up tutorial video. For example, one in which I'm trying to show the finer on-screen detail while explaining a software operation. Thirdly, the build is mostly plastic. That's great from the standpoint of weight, but it also means it's not particularly good for hauling around because the plastic is a bit fragile. These limitations were to me basically no problem. With some simple research, I knew this already, and so I wasn't surprised when it arrived and I unboxed it. Where I pine for additional functionality is in the software component of the system. Yes, I said pine. Now, they have added this functionality in their existing software called Camera Hub, which is already an Elgato product, and it was just updated to also include Prompter in it. The current software version as of this recording is 1.8.0, build 852, and you'll need that to use Prompter. Camera Hub also allows you to set up your bullet points or script. This necessitates importing the text into the software by copying and pasting, which I find to be cumbersome. Also, the app allows you to edit or compose your text in place in the app itself, and that's great, but it has a few shortcomings. Okay, so just a quick tour. At the top, you can pick your device. I only have the one prompter, so that's all I can address. The display area controls what you might address, but I'm not sure at this point what future plans they have for this, so I don't know. Below that is the Appearance tab, which gives control of font, font size, margin, text color, background color, and opacity. Finally, there is a control for scrolling, whether it auto-scrolls to a new chapter, and the scroll speed. These address the on-screen prompter text, but not the editing text to the right. So my next thought is I'd also like to see control for the interface itself, that text, so it could be made bigger when you're editing it. I found that I would see misspellings and other mistakes I had made in the prompter display, but the text was so small in the edit portion of the Camera Hub software that I couldn't find the parts I needed to change. Of course, our eyes are all dealing with their own resolutions as well as our displays, but the potential to adjust this is just a good idea. Next, I find the scroll speed to be somewhat unpredictable. First off, a couple of times, it seemed as though the computer was getting ready to go to sleep, and once I suspected that, I actually let it go to sleep. And it happened about 30 seconds after I had the thought. And right before that, the scroll speed had slowed to a crawl. Conspiracy, right? So that's one thing. Also, I get the sense that the max scroll speed is different depending on how much text is in a given chapter. Some chapters were zooming by pretty good and then others were going slow. Also, if you're using really big font sizes, the scroll speed might be affected by that as well. I'd also like to have the ability to go back a couple of lines and not just by chapters. That's good when you've just flubbed something in a previous line and you just want to jump back and fix that without going to the beginning of that chapter. Also, there's a couple buggy things. When you connect prompter, it is sometimes hot swappable and most times not. Most of the time, I've found that Camera Hub pops up this window that asks for a device when it's just been plugged into the computer and is already on. Then the computer actually needs a restart for Camera Hub to see prompter and open Camera Hub, but this is intermittent. I just now plugged it in, and the Camera Hub software came on without complaint, so I could edit, but I can't see the text in the prompter display. So I'm guessing that'll mean another restart. So this is currently buggy behavior. But by far, my biggest complaint is that you have to have prompter connected before you can edit your text in the app. I get that they obviously don't want to supply teleprompter software to the public at large for free, so they presently settled on using the prompter device itself as the dongle, in other words, as a hardware method of authorization. Fair enough. But the problem with this is that you can't set up your session without having prompter with you. What if you're just at the coffee shop hanging out and you have your laptop and you want to work on or paste in your script or bullet points? You should be able to paste in your text and get your work ready to shoot before you're with your prompter in hand. I would be okay with another type of software authorization. For example, a limited number of devices like computers, or something like an iLock, which is, it's used a lot in music. It's a USB dongle that can host various authorizations on it. Many companies that are in the iLock ecosystem also do device authorizations. So these types of authorizations can be side by side. This allows you to change between an actual USB iLock and a device authorization by going to the site and doing a transfer via drag and drop. Last point here. It would be nice to have some import and export options for text. For example, after I finished my last video, I just wanted to save the final script, which was edited somewhat on the fly in the Camera Hub app. The only way to do it was to copy and paste chapter by chapter, but you can't copy the entire thing and paste it anywhere else, and there's no export function. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to suggest that you don't think of these as chapters but sentences, because it's much easier to locate, and the scrolling is more predictable if you just do a sentence or two in each chapter. It'd be nice to be able to import a text doc without copy-paste and maybe have a way of setting up a document with a simple formatting syntax. This could be like the Markdown language similar to what's built into the app Obsidian, for example. There could be a simple way to indicate chapters in a plain text document that would show the chapter breaks to Camera Hub for a clean import. Another thing, start and stop with the space bar, please, and have a way that you can back up a couple of lines. So as you can see, I've got a few bones to pick with the actual software itself. The good news is I think this was anticipated by Elgato, and that their strategy was to push out the minimum viable product by releasing the physical product in good shape and refining the software aspect of it along the way. Let's just help them along a bit by giving feedback from us, the users, to communicate what we want. I understand it's a work in progress. Maybe you'd like to make a comment here. Or maybe you'd like to let Elgato know directly if you have comments. I do love comments and likes, though, so feel free to drop it down there. I really appreciate that, and it helps out a lot. Did you have a thought about how to improve on this software aspect that I missed? Let us know.